Hey, good morning everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Asquith Sk and we just started our barley chopping today. We're in one of our new pieces of land. It's a lighter, sandier piece of land, but there is a crop here. It's pretty patchy. We got some heavy spots like this, and then when the field gets a little higher, it's quite a bit lighter, and there's some spots in the swaths where there's almost nothing. And the reason for that is we had a great start to the year. 12 to 13 inches of rain. It's the best start we had in 5 years, but that tap just shut off and we have had not a drop for now 4 weeks, and it's just dry. And I can't believe how quick it went dry because everything was soaked, everything was looking great. And yeah, it didn't take long once the rain quit coming for everything to dry out, but that's the way it goes. We had a great start, and because of that we do have crazy looking crops still in the fields. That initial rain has carried them through this dry period. The grain is filling, and what we have here, this barley crop, is looking awesome. So the heads have filled out and they're big juicy kernels. Try and squeeze one out for you guys here. Anyway, that's going to be lots of energy for the milk cows. This is what we would consider the main milk cow feed. It's got a lot of starch in it, and this is hopefully going to be rocket fuel for the cows. Although on these wetter years, the feed quality is usually lower than in the dry years, and that's just because there's a lot more stem in the barley. The stem doesn't have that much energy, it's all in the head of the barley. But you're not going to leave it out in the field because you need tonnage, especially after a few drought years. We want to put up 2 years worth of silage in the yard. That is the goal for this year, and that way when we get into those drought years again, they're gonna come, then we have a little bit of extra feed and we don't need to panic and chop every acre that we have. We can still go for some grain. So that's how it's going. Neline's swathing. We got 4 trucks today. We got R2 tandem with the silage box and the silage gates on top. Dennis is here as well, and then we have a 4th truck. They, I believe, just moved here from Ontario. They do a bit of custom silaging, so they have a semi, a big Peterbilt with a very long trailer silage box. So that's pretty cool. This field we're at right now, the round trip I believe is just over 9 miles. So it's pretty far from the yard, and we need a lot of trucks. As you can see, even with 4 trucks, I'm just standing here talking in the field. So yeah, pretty cool. We're really happy with how this land, this new piece of land, there's 320 acres here, how it produced this year. And yeah, I think we're gonna bring some manure here, truck it in the fall, stockpile it, and then spread it with the manure spreader. But it is looking good. Sent about 30 loads to the pile already. Lunch is coming up, looking forward to it. And I just want to show how low we are cutting this barley from the ground. So we will always in the springtime roll the barley, and that is so that we can come in and shave it right off the ground if we need to. You can increase the feed quality by cutting it, 6 inches, 8 inches off of the ground, but you're sacrificing a lot of tonnage. You're leaving a lot of that plant in the field if you're doing that. And it might make sense if you've had a few wet years back to back, if you have plenty of feed to try and push for some quality. But the previous couple of years out here, we didn't get that much tonnage. So we're just trying to bank as many tons as we possibly can. Not really caring too much about feed quality yet. Maybe next year, if we have a similar year to this one, we might cut it a little bit higher and then we will have some higher quality feed. But right now, we're just trying to get 2 years of feed on the yard so that we don't have to worry like we have been. There's a lot of very mature barley that's pretty dry, and that is blowing onto my rad here, so I gotta keep clearing it. Otherwise this tractor's gonna overheat. Best time of the day has just rolled around. The white SUV is here, and that is my mom. She's bringing us lunch. It's also Dennis's favorite time of the day. Shut everything down. We always shut the equipment off. Well, lunch was good. We had some lasagna. I'm always sharpening the knives after I'm done lunch. We try to do this 2 times during the day and then once in the evening for servicing at night. This keeps the knife sharp, keeps the machine more efficient. I can definitely feel the draw on the tractor now. On that PTO, it's a lot higher because the knives are dull. As soon as I'm going to sharpen it now, once we get going back in the crop, it's going to go a lot quicker, shoot a lot more feed up out of the spout. So do it once at lunch, and that's after 5 hours of run time. Do it again at 4, and that's after 4 hours of runtime, and then we'll do it at night so it's fresh in the morning again. Gotta clean it all out. This is the worst. Barley's the worst. Those awns, getting your socks. Oh. The other thing I'm doing when we are sharpening the knives is just checking the state of the knives, see if they're all there. Sometimes half a knife will chip out or something. But these knives are looking pretty good. So just like that, we finished sharpening the knives, and I always check them, make sure they're razor sharp. And that is looking good. So I put this cover back up, switch the PTO back, and we're ready to go chopping again. So this is the 4th truck. It's a Peterbilt semi, and this is actually a manure wagon, but it converts over to a silage wagon. You can put the gates on the top, and then you take the beaters off the back, and then you got yourself a massive silage wagon as well. So pretty cool. 2-in-1 vehicle. Trailer. It's getting a little far ahead for me there. There we go. So yeah, it's cool that these guys are out here. You never know. We are able to use it now because we're silaging a field that's so far away from the yard, so we need more trucking. And the fact that these guys are only 15 minutes away from our farm now is pretty handy. Brent brought me a mini broom so that we can clean off the grill. That's not so bad. So this year has been by far our most successful year for putting up feed in recent years. and I'll just show you guys why. So those are our two 8-meter, 10-meter wide concrete bunks. They're full of alfalfa. This is our 20-meter wide pile, and it is full of barley silage. So there's about 100 loads in the far one, 190 in the center, and over 400 in this pile. So that's a lot of feed right there. But we have another pile here of barley. I believe there's 250 loads in here. It's another decent sized pile. This is barley from last year. Not sure how many loads are in there. Looks like there's still 50-ish. That's alfalfa from last year still. Way off in the distance there, we did a trial run of triticale. So that's 20 loads underneath that pile. And then behind the concrete bunks, there's another alfalfa pile. At the end there, that is a barley pile. I believe there's 80 loads to 100 in there. Fall rye, 200 loads. Fall rye, 150, I think. And then there's another alfalfa pile over here. So last year, we would have been done silaging, and I don't even think we would have had that pile on the ground, let alone these extra 4 piles here. So that just shows you how much more feed we were able to put up this year with the rain we got this spring. It did shut off there. Kind of didn't really affect the stems too much, the actual plant. It just didn't fill the heads as much as we'd like in some of the grain crops. So got enough in the start, kind of tapered off there towards the end, but we got plenty of feed. The next video, guys, is going to be the alfalfa silage. And sorry for the lack of videos. It's just been so busy this year. We kept adding land to our farm over the last couple of years, which we didn't really feel the impact of the difference in the amount of work it was going to take, because it was just dry. And if the field doesn't have that much of a crop in it, you just cruise over it like nothing, and it doesn't add too much time to how long it takes to harvest. But this year, we're combining 10 quarters of land, and it is slow hauling. We're making a lot of bales, so that's taking way longer. Chopping silage, I think we chopped for like a total of 18 days or something this summer, which is nuts. Never done that before, not maybe half. So just so much more work, which is awesome. That's what every farmer wants, you know. The land is way more productive this year. Everyone's feeling a lot better, and yeah, it's just getting all the work done is a lot, but we'll get it done, of course. There's no other way. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll try to get some more updates out there a little more often, but this is my favorite thing to do now, is just walk around our feed yard, because there's actually something here, and it's just fun to look at it all. So the JF stall, it held out for all these piles, except of course the one fall rye pile that we had custom chopped by C&H Ag. So everything did go through that little JF stall chopper. Might look at upgrading that in the next couple of years, but realistically this year we put up enough feed for 2 years, and that means next year we can put up a little bit less feed, so it won't be as bad of a job anymore, or as long of a job next year, hopefully. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we chop the alfalfa silage.